Zoho, a $12.5 billion bootstrapped company. And every time people hear this number, the mind instantly jumps to the future of how fast will it grow and when will it hit $1 trillion valuation. Can it beat Google? Can it beat Microsoft? How long will it take for Zoho to become the next big tech giant? These are the questions everybody asks. Today we are not going to answer any of them. Yes, you heard it right. Because Zoho isn't a valuation game, it is something deeper, something world rarely talks about. So instead of asking what Zoho worth is, today we are going to understand what Zoho is, why it is unlike any company India has ever built. First, the belief system that makes Zoho Zoho. Zoho began its tech journey in 1996, the same era when tech giants like Google, Microsoft and Apple were shaping their future. And just like those companies, it went through every wave, every bubble and every testing phase the tech world threw at it. To give you an idea, the early 2000s wiped out 75% of tech companies, while giants like Google and Microsoft survived and focused on capturing billions in VC funding and scaling aggressively. But Zoho decided to do the opposite. Zero debt, zero outside funding and zero pressure from investors. It took the autonomous journey, fully bootstrapped, even without being in the $1 trillion club, even without a $100 billion valuation. If you ask anyone which company can stand toe to toe with billion and $1 trillion companies like Google, Microsoft, Salesforce and HubSpot, the answer is Zoho. Why did Zoho remain bootstrapped when it could easily get billions of dollars from venture capitalists? Why it is not following the rules set by the Western capitalism? This is where you should understand the psychology of Zoho. Firstly, Zoho has no intention of getting into VC ecosystem because VC capital kills the innovation of a company that want to play the long-term game. And the founders of Zoho are very clear about it. Also, founders and senior executives live frugally. It's not me saying this. Just look at Sridhar Venkatesh's tweet. He even mentioned that Aratai would have been a hopeless project if Zoho were a public company. Is it that dangerous to have heavy outside investment? Just look at these billion-dollar giants. They became the victims of profit first, innovation next. Second, Zoho took the unconventional path. Just look at this tweet that shocked the tech world. We are the only company in the world that can take on Microsoft in the breadth and depth of the product suite. And Sridhar Vembu actually backed it up with the proof. While most companies were busy hyping valuation, Zoho was quietly building an entire Microsoft scale ecosystem from scratch. But here is the crazy part. Zoho didn't do all this by hiring IIT toppers, American MBAs, and people with labels. Zoho chose a completely different route. It started with something incredibly simple. Sridhar Vembu training his own brother Mani, who had zero coding background. And that one experiment changed everything. In 2004, Zoho launched Zoho Schools, India's anti-IIT, a place where no degree is required. Students earn a 10,000 stipend while learning. Training focuses on real engineering, not theory. Today, 15 to 20% of Zoho entire workforce come from Zoho Schools. Many of them leading products that compete with the biggest tech giants on earth. Zoho didn't just build software, it built people, and that's something even Microsoft can't copy. Also, while most tech companies today pour money into sales and marketing, Zoho does the exact opposite. It spends nearly 60% of its revenue on R&D. For comparison, big tech giants typically spends 10 to 20% on R&D. That's not business strategy, it's philosophy. Before I go further, I have one question for you. Have you ever heard this word? Dharmic capitalism. This is what Zoho follows, and honestly, this idea has no space in the Indian market system. While capitalism goes on building unicorn and chasing flashy money, Dharmic capitalism focuses on upliftment of the nation and builds civilization. And Zoho is exactly that kind of company. Just look at the statements of Zoho's founder Sridhar Vembu. My goal is to build capability in India even if it takes decades. I don't want to build a company that fires people because of quarterly numbers. If rural India doesn't grow, India cannot grow. I stay out of the VC ecosystem because the moment someone funds you, they decide your future. India should be doing everything from rockets to AI. And this is exactly why Zoho stands out. Because while Zoho builds capability, other Indian IT companies TCS, Wipro, Infosys and HCL don't. Not because they are bad companies, their business model is different. They are service companies, not product companies. They don't sell proprietary software, they don't own intellectual property at scale, they don't control the technology, they serve the technology built by others. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Nearly 60% of IT revenue comes from the United States. That's why people say if America sneezes, Indian IT catches a cold. It's not just in software. This dependency runs through the entire Indian ecosystem. And that is the structural problem Sridhar Vembu keeps talking about. Not emotionally, economically. That's why he says India should be doing everything, from rockets to AI. Because depending on the other nations, it's not strength, it's weakness. This is exactly where Zoho philosophy kicks in. Build from scratch, build in India, build capability, build sovereignty. If you look back at everything we discussed, Zoho stands apart from the rest of the world. If you agree with me, like this video. If you disagree, write in the comment section. But don't forget to subscribe because you are going to get more videos like this.